Brought to you by the new Pharaoh's Lounge Kickstarter. $705 away from my goal of 20 grand. We got the dogs having some playtime. Finally, the cold weather's gone in Florida for a little bit. I've eaten. I've swam. I'm filled with protein and love and life and sheer hatred for this sport we call fantasy football. Bengals, Chiefs, $1,000 on the line. We need to get ourselves back into the big game. 20 captains. Patrick Mahomes. Jamar Chase. Rashee Rice. Travis Edward Kelsey. Jake. The gloom is off the rose. Browning. T. Higgins. Isaiah Pacheco. Joseph Mixon. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Tyler Boyd. Many years ago, this would have been the game if it wasn't for Joe fucking Burrow on his ass. Justin Watson. Harrison Butker. Yvonne McPherson. The Michael Pirine. Consideration for captain. A running back 3 cost that fucking much? Jesus. Chiefs D. Marquise Valdez scumbag. At this point, I think you can just fucking skip him. Chase Brown. Richie James Jr. The Bengals D. And our 20th possible captain. Tight end 2. Noah Gray. Hi, Guy. What are you doing over there, Kai Guy? All right, top 6 cards in the deck. Pat Mahomes, Jamar Chase, Rashee Rice, Travis Kelsey, Jake Browning, and T. Higgins with a $20,000 deficit. If only we had the $70,000 cheat code, we'd probably still find a fucking way to lose. Pat Mahomes completed 27 of 44 passes for 235 yards and a touchdown with an interception in Monday's loss to the Raiders. He also gained 53 yards on 10 carries. Kansas City was missing left tackle Donovan Smith once again, and the Las Vegas pass rush gave Mahomes fits. The quarterback wound up leading his team in rushing, with his protection focused on containing Max Crosby. I gotta close the door. I gotta close the door. Just for the video. You just hang out. You hang out. I love you, God. I love you, God. I love you, God. Love my daughters. You having a play date? My little baby's having a play date. You don't give a fuck. The quarterback wound up leading his team in rushing, and with his protection focused on containing Max Crosby, Malcolm Kuntz sacked Mahomes 3 times. The need to get the ball out of his hands quickly also played directly into his second quarter INT, which got returned for a pick 6 by Jack Jones. Mahomes did find Justin Watson for a touchdown in the 4th as Kansas City tried to mount a comeback, but it was still another disappointing showing from the 2-time MVP, who has thrown only 1 score in 3 of the last 4 games. With his team still needing a win to clinch its 8th straight AFC West title, Mahomes will look to rebound Week 17 against the Bengals. Justin Watson is on the board. Jamar Chase is listed as questionable for Sunday's game at Kansas City. Chase got back on the field Thursday as a limited participant and maintained that activity level 1 day earlier as he seeks to put an AC joint sprain on his right shoulder in the rearview mirror. When asked about Chase's prospects for Week 17, Coach Zach Taylor told the Bengals official site, "We'll see in the next 48 hours." That's a great fucking answer. Chase thus may be subject to a pregame workout to see where he stands before the team makes a decision on his status about 90 minutes before Sunday's kickoff. Fucking goddamn football. Rashee Rice caught 6 of 12 targets for 57 yards in Monday's loss to the Raiders. The rookie saw a season high in targets and led Kansas City in catches and receiving yards. But Pat Mahomes didn't have enough time in the pocket to lead many downfield routes developed for Rice. The wideout still holding enough passes to set a new franchise rookie record for receptions in a season, with his 74 and counting surpassing Dwayne Bowe's 70 catches from 2007. Rice also has 811 yards, giving him an outside chance at breaking Bowe's record of 995 from the same season. They'll need a big performance week 17 against the Bengals to do it. Yeah. Will this be the night? Mahomes is on the board. I mean, what lineup doesn't have fucking Pat Mahomes? Right? But we'll find out. Maybe we fade his fucking ass. Kelsey caught 5 of 7 targets for 44 yards in Monday's loss to the Raiders. Vegas' pass rush was in Mahomes' face most of the afternoon, but surprisingly, Kelsey didn't see added volume as a safety valve for his quarterback. The tight end has seen double-digit targets only 3 times this season, his lowest total since 2019. But Kelsey still sits just 32 yards short of his 8th straight 1,000-yard campaign, heading into a Week 17 clash with the Bengals defense that ranks last in the leagues in catches and yards allowed to tight ends in 2023. That's a shout-out for the Bengals D. Remember, logic does not incorporate into any of these games anymore. It never did. But it's especially true this year. Everybody's getting injured. Oh, God, somebody took a dump. Good girl. Well, we got to take a quick pause for poopy cleanup. Take a look at the new Faro's Lounge Kickstarter. As a matter of fact, take a look at this shit. While I clean shit. Look at that. That is the newest cover. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Little Christmas bondage featuring Black Widow and Wonder Woman. Enjoy while I clean poopy. Good God, that stinks. Good God, time you shit machine. Gotta pay the rent this week. Gotta pay the rent this week. Oh, that's done. Little shit machine. Who's a good girl? Good girl. You're pooping on the pads. All right, back to work here. Jake Browning completed 28 of 42 passes for 335 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions in Saturday's loss to the Steelers. He also threw a 2-point conversion and rushed once for no gain. Browning had a few key errors that contributed in Cincinnati's 24-0 halftime deficit. He threw a ball up for grabs for an interception in Pittsburgh's end zone in the first quarter, then tossed another interception in the second quarter before adding a completion on 4th and 1 for Pittsburgh's 5-yard line just before the 2-minute warning in the first half. Browning connected with T. Higgins for an 80-yard touchdown on his first pass for the second half and followed it up with a 2-point conversion to Joe Mixon. But he proceeded to throw another interception and another incomplete pass on 4th down as the Bengals failed to cut further into the deficit. Despite his numerous turnovers, Browning exceeded 300 passing yards for the 3rd time in the last 4 games. He'll look to bounce back. Week 17 against the Chiefs. Will he bounce back? Will this buck bounce back? Mixon is on the board. Higgins. is on the board. Speak of the devil. T. Higgins caught 5 of 8 targets for 140 yards and a touchdown in Saturday's loss to the Steelers. Higgins had just 2 targets in the first half. He caught one for a 23-yard gain, and the other fell incomplete in the end zone on 4th and 1 from the 5-yard line. Higgins' third target came on Cincinnati's first offensive play after halftime, and he took it to the house for an 80-yard touchdown. That was the start of a strong second half from Higgins, which was too little too late for the Bengals, who dropped to 8-7 heading into a difficult Week 16 road matchup against the Chiefs. It remains to be seen if Jamar Chase will be available to reclaim his starting role opposite Higgins in Kansas City after missing Saturday's loss. Chase is on the board. Let's go all the way down till we get back up to Pacheco. Remember, we're looking for the 24th or later, right? Guess Christmas Eve was Sunday. That was the last time all these fuckers played football. Zach Gentry signed off Cincinnati's practice squad Wednesday. Gentry will join Las Vegas, the Raiders. So why is he here? I guess is this like a must have trade? Oh, off Cincinnati's practice squad. All right, goodbye. Good for you. God bless. I don't know. Maybe they'll say something about why they dropped his ass for another tight end. What the fuck? Well, let's read it. The Raiders signed Gentry of Cincinnati's practice squad Wednesday. Gentry will join Las Vegas' active roster and provide depth in a tight end room that's dealing with injuries to Mike Mayer and Jesper Horsted. Both Mayer and Horsted missed Monday's win over the Chiefs, and they'll remain out Sunday against the Colts. Only Austin Hooper would slot ahead of Gentry on the depth chart. Well, that says a lot for Austin Hooper. The absolute fucking nothing that he did in that goddamn Chiefs game. Austin Pitts. I don't like text marketing, fuckers. Gay things. Hey, Kai Kai. What you doing? What you doing, bro? Matty Bushman. You rub your tushy? Winchester. Kai, who do you think? Who's our 6 card, Kai? Who should be our 6 card? Who should be the 6 card? Well, love you. Admonitis. Not gonna be Cal Admonitis. We must be patient when finding our lineups. That's how we win. That's also how we lose. Fuck it all. Shedrick Jackson reverted to the practice squad Monday. Jackson played 16 snaps on special teams and downed 1 punt during the Bengals' loss to the Steelers on Saturday. Across their appearances this season, Jackson has drawn 1 target but failed to record any other offensive stats. Kendrick Pryor. Phil. There's no more bye weeks. We really wouldn't have to click on these guys unless there's a tag next to their name, but I like to be sure. I like to be sure. You know what I mean? Fuck it. All right. Marcus Washington reverted to the practice squad Tuesday. Kansas City elevated Washington from the practice squad ahead of Monday's contest against the Raiders, and he logged 1 special team snap and no offensive snaps in the loss. The elevation was his 3rd of the campaign, so the Chiefs will need to sign him to the active roster if they want to utilize him in either of the final 2 regular season games. Washington had been on the active roster early in the campaign, and he's played in 6 contests overall this season, logging 37 of 39 snaps on special teams. He's recorded 61 punt return yards and 20 kick return yards as a whole. I'm not impressed. Dravius Williams. Charlie fucking Jones. Oh man, I banked on that fucking guy in that Steelers game. He did nothing. Not a goddamn thing. Irv the Swerve. No, old news. Sky the Fly. Old fucking news. What a waste this fucking Mecole Hardman trade was. Got your rookie cut on my wall. You won me money once. Once. IR was is that before the game? Fuck it. Yeah, he's done. All right. The Chiefs place McKinnon on IR on Sunday. With McKinnon now out for the rest of the regular season, the Chiefs' backfield down the stretch is slated to be led by Isaiah Pacheco and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, with LaMichael Pirine in reserve. Look for added details with regard to McKinnon's injury to arrive in the coming days. But for now, it's unclear if he's a candidate to rejoin the mix should Kansas City make an extended playoff run. All right, all three backs, basically. Pacheco, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Pirine. Any relation to Samaji Pirine? Does anyone give a fuck? Second verse, same as the first. Nico Remigio, all right, oh fucking over here, right? Fucking Nico Remigio over here, oh, you're gonna go Kaparagush. Mitchell Wilcox, limited participant in practice Thursday. Wilcox was not listed on Bengals injury report Wednesday, so he presumably picked up the foot issue at the practice during the week. He'll likely need to practice in full Friday to avoid carrying injury designation into the weekend. And no one's gonna miss you. Blake the Snake Bell. Drew Sample caught all three of his targets for 38 yards in Sunday's loss to the Steelers. Sample's three receptions tied a season high for the veteran, while his 38 yards were the most he's gained in a single contest in 2023. The 27-year-old played 55% of the Bengals' offensive snaps ahead of both Tanner Hudson and Mitch Wilcox. Despite his increased involvement against the Steelers, Sample should remain off the fantasy radar heading into a Week 17 matchup against the Saints. Wow. Not a ringing endorsement. Tanner Hudson is on the board. Mitchell Wilcox, the $400 man, on the board. Ross. God damn it. Trenton Irwin secured all four of his targets for 37 yards in Saturday's loss to the Steelers. Irwin's four catches were the first reception since Week 13. The veteran wideout saw increased playing time with Jamar Chase sideline, playing 41% of the Bengals' offensive snaps Saturday. Irwin could see a similar workload Week 17 if Chase is forced to sit out again, but it'll be difficult to trust for fantasy purposes in a matchup against the Chiefs. Difficult to trust, huh? That's two for Chase. Similar workload, but what did he do with that workload? He did shit. This guy was the fucking 6 card I should have fucking picked here. That 7.6 was enough points to put you over the top in that fucking game. I know, because that's what I lost by! Iasovich caught 4 of 8 targets for 36 yards in Saturday's loss to the Steelers. With Jamar Chase unavailable, Iasovich exceeded 2 targets and 16 yards for the first time in his career. The 2023 6th-round draft pick out of Princeton nearly added a 22-yard catch in the third quarter, but it was ruled incomplete after a Pittsburgh challenge. If Chase returns in Week 17 against the Chiefs, Iasovich would likely be relegated to a reserve role behind the trio of Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd. Chase, 2 for Higgins, and Boyd is on the board. You doing all right there, Kai? Tanner Hudson. Hudson caught one of his 2 targets for 5 yards in Saturday's loss to the Steelers. Hudson handled his highest snap share of the season Saturday, playing 50% of the Bengals' offensive snaps. Despite the increased playing time, the veteran played fewer snaps than fellow tight end Drew Sample. Additionally, the latter was more involved in the passing game with 3 catches on 3 targets of 38 yards, with limited usage splitting time between not only Sample, but also Irv Smith and Mitch Wilcox. Hudson's fantasy utility could remain limited as the Bengals visit the Chiefs in Week 17. Sample, Smith, Wilcox, Jesus Christ. So Sample's on the board. 2 for Wilcox. And 1 for Irv the Swerve. Oh God, I swim in the cold weather. It makes you sick. It's stupid, I know, but fuck it. Kadarius Toney has been ruled out for Sunday's game against the Bengals. Tony will miss his second straight in a row due to a sustained hip, which hasn't allowed him to practice during the span. In Tony's stead, the Chiefs will roll with Rashee Rice, Justin Watson, Marquise Valdez Scumbag, and Richie James at wide receiver Week 17. Tony's next chance for game action is the team's regular season finale at the Chargers in Week 18. Rice, Watson, Scumbag, James. None of these guys have been mentioned yet. So everybody's new. One for Rice. No, Watson. Watson. Two for Watson. One for Marquise Valdez Scumbag. One for Richie James. On the board, ladies and gentlemen. And now we get to our possible captains. Noah Gray played 30 of the Chiefs' 60 snaps on offense and finished with 3 catches for 30 yards on 3 targets in Sunday's win over the Raiders. What? That's old fucking news. They didn't win, they lost. I thought he scored a fucking touchdown in that game. I guess, oh, did they called that back, right? They ain't talking about you, Noah Gray. So what flop? Bengals D. Richie James Jr. got all 3 of his targets for 54 yards in Monday's loss to the Raiders. With Kadarius Toney sidelined in Week 16, James was able to take over a larger share of Kansas City's offense in the slot and logged a season-high 25 snaps, helping him do season's best in receptions and receiving yards. His biggest play of the day came on the middle of the fourth quarter, when he settled into a busted coverage on the right hash and recorded a 45-yard catch and run. He's been relatively efficient with the opportunities he's gotten this year, but his overall lack of consistent involvement in the offense means he's still not bankable in most formats. Damn. Catch and run. Dude, Richie James, he's got to be the sleeper here, right? Is Richie James the fucking sleeper? Is he the fucking guy that's going to blow this game up? Never know. Something to think about. Chase Brown rushed 4 times for 16 yards and secured both of his targets for 8 yards in Saturday's loss to the Steelers. Brown operated as the Bengals' number 2 running back Saturday, playing 14 of Cincinnati's 64 snaps. Meanwhile, starter Joe Mixon played 38 snaps and carried the ball 11 times in the contest. Brown has earned extra opportunities in the recent weeks, but he saw a dip in his recent usage on a day when the Bengals struggled to get much going on offense. The rookie will look to get more involved behind Mixon in a Week 17 matchup. Chiefs. It's 2 for Mixon. God damn. Ugh. Oh. Ugh. Ah! Don't when I got the sniffles. Drinking water, it's running up my nose. We got this, right, Mixon? Marquise Valdez Scumbag did not catch his only target in Monday's loss versus the Raiders. Despite leading Kansas City's wide receivers in snaps Monday, Valdez Scumbag was the only able to draw 1 target, which he couldn't haul in. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes didn't have much time in the pocket, so the longer routes that Valdez Scantling's calling card were simply not in play for much of the game. He'll look to bounce back Week 17 versus the Bengals. I don't fucking know about this guy. It's 2 for Mahomes. I mean, is he worth it anymore, this fucking guy? If I'm playing a $1 million tournament, maybe. Super Bowl, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I want to waste money on fucking Valdez Scumbag anymore. The Chiefs signed Pirine to the active roster Sunday. The move comes with Jarrett McKinnon being placed on the Chiefs' injured reserve list with a groin injury. Pirine joined the team's practice squad August 30th and has been elevated by the team twice this year. He'll take over as the RB3 in the Chiefs' backfield ahead of Isaiah Pacheco and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. 2 for Pacheco, 2 for Helaire. Ivan McPherson made his only field goal attempt and didn't try an extra point in Sunday's loss to Pittsburgh. The Bengals fell behind big early and trailed 24-0 in the half. so the team elected to go for a 2-point conversion after scoring a touchdown on its opening drive of the third quarter. However, McPherson did have the opportunity to attempt a field goal in the closing seconds of the period, with Cincinnati facing a 4th and 15. Third-year kicker nailed the 35-yard attempt, giving at least one made field goal in each of the team's 15 games this season. Great. 3 fucking points. Harrison Butker converted both of his 2-point extra tries, but missed his only field goal attempt in Monday's loss to the Raiders. On a day when Kansas City's offense struggled to get much of anything going, Butker only got one chance at a field goal, and he hooked the 36-yard right to the left. He's now missed 2 kicks in 2 weeks, after being perfect through the first 13 games of 2023. The Chiefs will host the soft Bengals defense. Week 17. Soft. You gonna take that, Bengals? They called you fucking soft. It's fucked up. Justin Watson is practicing fully ahead of Sunday's game against the Bengals. Watson caught 4 of his 6 targets for 38 yards and a touchdown in this past Monday's loss to the Raiders, and is on track to remain a key target for quarterback Patrick Mahomes in Week 17 against the Bengals. Overall, the wideout has logged a 26-4-1-9, 3 receiving line, 14 games to date. That's 3 for Patrick Mahomes. Ugh. Daddy's sick. Uncle Farrell's sick, guy. Old news on the Karen. Drew Plitt. Smells like shit. Oluda Crazy joke, crazy joke, crazy joke. Burrow. Tyler Boyd caught 5 of 7 targets for 59 yards in Saturday's loss to the Steelers. Boyd produced Cincinnati's longest play of the first half, a 29-yard catch. But the Bengals took a 24-0 lead into the 24-0 deficit into the locker room. He finished 1 target shy of the team lead shared by T. Higgins and Andre Ivasovich in Jamar Chase's absence. Heading into a Week 17 trip to Kansas City, Boyd has caught 64 of 94 targets with 634 yards and 2 touchdowns. The slot receiver needs 128 yards and 2 touchdowns over the next 2 games just to tie his lowest single-season total in each category from the previous 5 campaigns. Higgins, Iosivach, and Chase. That's 3. It's 4 for Chase. Iosivach is on the board. And that's 3 for Higgins. Hot damn. Slut. Clyde Edwards-Helaire won't practice Thursday due to an illness. Isaiah Pacheco will join Edwards-Helaire as a spectator for Thursday's practice, leaving LaMichael Pirine as the lone healthy back on the active roster at the moment. Given that Pacheco still has multiple phases of the 5-step concussion protocol to clear prior to Sunday's game against the Bengals, Edwards-Helaire looks like the better bet of the two to overcome his health concern. If Edwards-Helaire is active this weekend and Pacheco isn't, the former could be in store for a 3-down roll out of the Kansas City backfield. Holy shit, So no Pacheco, I'm thinking. That is Helaire, so we don't. Pirine, that's 2 for Pirine. That's 3 for Pacheco, but I don't think Pacheco's playing, so we don't got to worry about him. I think we can cross Pacheco off the list. Joe Mixon rushed 11 times for 43 yards and caught 2 of 4 targets for 7 yards in Sunday's loss to the Steelers. He also caught a 2-point conversion. Mixon was held to just 4 yards on the first 5 first half carries, as the Bengals took a 24-0 deficit into the locker room. Cincinnati largely abandoned the run in the second half due to the large deficit, though Mixon found a bit more running room and caught a 2-point conversion after Cincinnati's lone touchdown in the third quarter. Mixon's 50 scrimmage yards marked the lowest total since Week 10, but backup Chase Brown had only 24 scrimmage yards. So Mixon remains the lead role heading into Week 17's trip to Kansas City. Chase Brown is on the board. And finally, Isaiah Pacheco. Pacheco was spotted at practice Friday. It's encouraging that Pacheco's practicing Friday after sitting out Wednesday and Thursday, but he'll have to participate fully with the contract to have a chance with contact to have a chance to clear concussion protocol before Sunday's game against the Bengals. Where Pacheco stands in that regard will be revealed on Friday's injury report. If Pacheco is unable to play Sunday, Clyde Edwards-Helaire and LaMichael Pirine would be in line for larger roles, with possible reinforcements coming in the practice squad form of Deneric Prince or Keontae Ingram. That's 3 for Helaire. That's 3 for Pirine. 1 for Deneric Prince. 1 for Keontae Ingram. Let's count the votes, shall we? On the Bengals, we got a whole bunch of ones. We got Bengals defense is 2, Mixon's 2, but Higgins 3, Chase 4, Wilcox 2. So we know we're going with Chase, especially because he's questionable. Watson 2, Mahomes 3, Helaire 3, Pirine 3. So Higgins, we got Higgins and Chase on one side. We got Pirine, Helaire, and Mahomes on the other side. So we got 5 cards. We got 1 4, 4 threes. Let's do it. Let's see who don't fit. Let's see who don't fit, motherfucker. Mahomes. And what are the 3 now? It's Chase, Higgins, Helaire, Pirine, right? Let's do it. And then we got Chase up top, along with Mahomes, Higgins, Helaire, Pirine. This will be Rice and everybody up top. Chase, Higgins, Helaire, Pirine, Kelsey at captain, Mahomes, Chase, Higgins, Helaire, Pirine. Let's see what all fits in. Browning, Mahomes, Chase, Higgins, Helaire, Pirine. Higgins, Mahomes, Chase, Helaire, Pirine. Pacheco is not playing, so Fulcom. This will be my Mahomes slaughter stacks. We're just going to do that because I always like to try and emulate the lineup I got up top here. So it's Mahomes, Kelsey. Rice will take the place of Tyreek Hill. Helaire will be Helaire. Supposed to get a wide receiver 3. I don't think I get Richie James. We can't get Richie James, you cunt. Oh, I would like to have Richie James. But Rice is the way to go here. So let's take. Because the original winning lineup I had was Mahomes at captain, Kelsey, Helaire, but also had Hardman and Tyreek Hill. And I had the $200 punt returner on the other side here, which would be Shedrick Jackson, technically. He's the return man. Ooh. You should have to go Noah Gray here. I mean, you go Yosevach. Especially if Chase is out, I feel like Yosevach is the guy. So you get Yosevach, the lone Bengal. I go Sample over Drew. Oh, yeah. Sample's becoming a lead fucking tight end over there. Then, yeah, that's what we're doing. So it isn't a true slaughter stack, but Mahomes is the man. We'll do another one with Richie James instead of Rashee Rice. So Mahomes, Chase, Higgins, Blair, T-Ryan. Now we got a layer up top. Mahomes, Chase, Higgins, Perrine, Boyd, Mahomes, Chase, Higgins, Hilaire, Perrine, Watson, Mahomes, Chase, Higgins, Hilaire, P. Ryan. Harrison Butker. Mahomes. Chase. Higgins. Hilaire. P. Ryan. Mahomes. Chase. Higgins. Hilaire. P. Ryan. And then we have P. Ryan. Mahomes. Chase. Higgins. Hilaire. Then we have the Chiefs D. We'll get to that. Mahomes. Chase. Higgins. Hilaire. P. Ryan. Oh, I don't want, no. I can't do it. I'm doing this is where I do my other Mahomes slaughter stack. So this will be Mahomes, Kelsey, Allaire. Now we'll go with Richie James, leaving me enough for, right, take Higgins on the other side here. Higgins and Sample. For some reason, Sample keeps popping the fuck up there. All right, where were we? Chase Brown. Yeah, he's a viable captain. Mahomes, Chase, Higgins, Higgins, Allaire, P. Ryan. Richie James Jr., Mahomes, Chase, Higgins, Hilaire, P. Ryan. Bengals D, along with Mahomes, Chase, Higgins, Hilaire, P. Ryan. It just fits. Use it. Don't even look back. If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. Noah Gray. I don't know if I'm feeling Noah Gray. It's going to go Mahomes, Kelsey, Rice, James, P. Ryan, and Josevac. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the third slot. That's the real slaughter stack right there. This is the Mahomes comeback game. This is the statement game. This is the shut your fucking mouth. I'm still Pat Mahomes game. All right, so who's got to go? All logic and obvious moves say we get rid of either Chase or Allaire, right? They got the Q tags. But I disagree. I say we keep the Qs and focus on getting rid of Higgins and Pirine to be contrarian. Because the obvious move is drop the Qs. We're scared of the Qs. I say drop the healthy guys. So we're going to drop Pirine, which gives us 37 here. So we can't get Richie James, but we can get Josevac with enough left over for Drew Sample. That's Mahomes, Allaire, and a whole shit fucking ton of Bengals. Here, drop Pirine. We can take Richie James. Either Washington or Irv Smith. Irv the Swerve. Take one of those four-headed bits there. Hey, Kai. Let's make lineups, baby girl. Here, we can drop Chase or Mahomes. Of course, we're not dropping Mahomes. But if we want to keep this lineup intact, we're just going to drop Chase in this one. In favor of Blake fucking... Ooh, Mitch Wilcox. The four-headed monster. Here again, we got to drop 10-4. Can't drop Higgins yet, so I'm going to drop Chase. For the 1,000 left, Drew Sample. 9-5. Can't drop Higgins yet, so we will drop Chase again. With 19 left, Drew Sample. Another target for Brown. 400, because Higgins is up top. We will take Mitch Wilcox. The four-headed tight end monster. Point is, all four of them get killed, are catching fucking passes. Mixon. So we could drop Higgins now. With 22 left, we can't get Josevac. We can get Trent Irwin. Or we could stick with Drew Sample. Yes. Stick with the four-headed monster at tight end. All right. Oh, we have 14 left because Allaire is in. Drew Sample. Oh, what a sample, please. Tyler Boyd. So we could drop Pirine. Bang. 4. Irv. The Swerve. Watson again. Pirine basically becomes the odd man out here. For Drew Sample. Drop Pirine again. For Sample. Sticking to that 6 card. Will Drew Sample be our Kenny your boy? Oh, we get Josevac on this one. Very important. LaMichael Pirine with 3 large left over. I believe we are still going with Josevac. 1,100 here. We're going to pull. I think we keep Pirine in this one because I want Bucker. I want the kicker. Leave the rest on the table. Chase Brown. Pirine. For Richie James. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. And Richie James up top. Can't hold on to Pirine, unfortunately. Trade Chase for Kelsey. I say do it. See, fuck it. One more slaughter stack. We trade Chase for Kelsey. And one last slaughter stack. Ladies and gentlemen, may fate and fate decide your fortune if you should win. Below your money right here on the new Pharaoh's Lounge Kickstarter. It's a thing. It's a happening thing. It's the best thing in the world. We're banned everywhere. Peace, love, war, all that in the shit in between. Thank you, sir. I can write something back to you. Fuck off. I always lose. By the skin of the animal still in my teeth. Peace, love, war. I'll be back with